For your consideration is a Pavoni Millennium Edition espresso machine. I'm making this video to kind of touch base and show you some of the, not maybe the features, but the condition of this machine that maybe pictures really can't do justice. And then more importantly, just to show you it working and making a shot and showing you what kind of results you can get. As said, this is a Millennium Edition. The base is stamped 2005. I would say conservatively, I would put this at a very good condition, good to very good, probably a 7.5 out of 10. And the reason why I give it that rating is around the base, there's some hairline scratching. The previous owner must have used a more abrasive pad to clean it, and so you can kind of get that those lines in the chrome that you would see. And I would say that's probably inevitable for most used machines. Eventually they're going to get some markings, but at the same time it's not in perfect condition for that reason. Another point is the sight glass protection here, this kind of plastic sleeve that goes over the water gauge. That I pulled off of a different machine because this one had a lot of lime buildup in the corners. And the reason why I'm mentioning it is the machine that this actually came off of was an older machine that used screws, and maybe you can see it in the video, to affix it. It kind of ran through the machine. So it doesn't fit this model in the same, I guess, method where how it would affix the machine, but it still holds it. It holds it perfectly, really. So it's great. You're going to see cosmetically these two tiny little holes, but that's hardly worth mentioning, but still a factor. And then the last thing that would maybe say that this is a 7.5 out of 10 is that there is a slight leak in the steam wand arm. I'm one of those that really want to get the full life out of something before I replace it, so I still think it's workable, easily workable, and you'll see. And I'll try and call out how many times it drips in the process of making this shot. But again, it's worth noting, and I think the seals will need to be replaced soon, but you'll have some more life out of it. So unless I think of anything else to say, I will continue pulling the shot of espresso and I'll show you the results, but I'll just be quiet now unless I think of something I forgot to say, which is extremely likely. I will add, I feel that the Millennium Edition is a pretty big upgrade over the pre-Millennium. I've worked and I have a couple of pre-Millennium Editions that I have used over the last several months or even years. This was the first Millennium Edition I've come in contact with, and the reason why I think it's a big upgrade is it seems a lot more forgiving to the quality of the extraction that you get of the espresso. We always like to be very precise in the amount of espresso we take out, usually around 5 ounces on the pre-Millennium Edition, and then I try and tamp at about 25 pounds. It depends on the bean a little bit, but that's kind of the basis of what I work with. The Millennium Edition has a bigger basket and a bigger group head, and I found that even from, I would say, 4.5 ounces to 6 ounces, and again around that 25 pounds, you get a lot more consistent crema than you do in the pre-Millennium. I don't know why that is. I can't imagine the simple fact that there's more is that reason, more coffee grounds in the basket. But I think it's absolutely true. And I'm going to kind of show that by not measuring out my weight and my amount. I mean, I have a good idea of how much to put in here, but I'm not going to measure it out precisely as I normally do. And you'll still see you get a very good amount of crema and just a good even pressure in the extraction process. Right there was the first drip, the first leak, and here comes the second. So there is a small consistent drip here in the steam arm. And looks like we're ready to go pretty much, so here we go. This machine was recently descaled. Anything you buy online, I would still clean it again, but it's always been really well maintained and descaled, and it is a really nice looking machine. I would guess that's about 4 ounces, maybe 5, but in espresso, half ounces make all the difference. Oh, actually, I failed to mention the most important factors here. The gasket around the group head is brand new. I put that in about 4 shots ago. The gasket around the boiler cap is new, and then the gasket underneath where the heating element affixes to the base is brand new as well. And I actually upgraded it to the bigger size. A lot of these machines will have a problem where they get rust underneath the base. That kind of just slowly builds if you don't keep an eye on it. This had that. We treated it, we got rid of it, and then we put that new gasket in, so it's ready to go. And there we go, a nice really thick shot. Again, didn't precisely measure it. In the pre-Millennium editions I've had, excuse me, if you don't precisely measure, you'll get a very weak crema line. But that is not the case here. It's really nice, thick and creamy. You can roll it around the glass and really no sign of the espresso underneath. Just nice, thick crema. So that's it, a nice machine, well cared for. That's it. I'm sure I forgot something. I always forget to say something. So I'll have that in the listing, but otherwise, thank you.